The Rock is inside the mystery box on Raw. LA Knight wins the 2026 Elimination Chamber. John Cena exposes Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins gets honest about Roman Reigns. AJ Styles returns for the Elimination Chamber. Rey Mysterio admits Dominik Mysterio has surpassed him. Chris Jericho's WWE return takes another hit. New reports on Raw's mystery attacker. And more, starting with LA Knight wins the 2026 Elimination Chamber. Which two WWE stars will earn title shots by winning their Elimination Chamber matches? With Roman Reigns picking CM Punk as his WrestleMania opponent, 6 stars will clash for the right to challenge Drew McIntyre in Las Vegas. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and Javon Evans have already qualified. 2 more triple threats will decide the final 2 spots. Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and Asuka are in for the women's division. Finn Balor will challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, while AJ Lee will go after Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Championship. What will have fans talking? Here are 4 bold predictions for the 2026 WWE Elimination Chamber PLE. Number 1. At least one partnership team-up will end. Charlotte Flair and Sky are the favorites in their respective Elimination Chamber qualifiers. If both women win, 4 of the 6 competitors will be in tag teams. Sky and Ripley probably won't break up, but Asuka and Kairi Sane could implode if Sane stands up for herself. The chance for another title match at WrestleMania could cause a split between Flair and Bliss. Officials will probably turn Bliss heel, despite her being the reason fans have accepted the Queen as a selfish face. Finn Balor may get mad at the Judgment Day if they try to interfere on his behalf after he implored them to sit out his title match. Number 2. At least 3 WrestleMania feuds could be set up. Other than the Elimination Chamber winners cementing their spots at WrestleMania, at least 3 more feuds will stem from what happens at the PLE in Chicago. Dom may get in Balor's way during his match against the best in the world. A competitor not wrestling in the chamber matches has interfered to help eliminate someone in each of the last 2 years. AJ Styles attacked LA Knight in 2024, and Jade Cargill attacked Naomi last year. Brock Lesnar could demolish LA Knight to set up a potential clash at the Showcase of the Immortals. Becky Lynch will probably cheat to win, setting up another match between her and Lee at the grandest stage of them all. Number 3. A big name could return or debut at Elimination Chamber. CM Punk returned to WWE at the 2023 Elimination Chamber, PLE. Jade Cargill returned last year to attack Naomi after a several-month hiatus, following an attack by a mystery assailant 4 months earlier. As the last big stop on the road to WrestleMania, the 2026 offering must follow suit. The mystery crate will be opened at the Elimination Chamber event. Someone like Evil could emerge from inside. Paige could also make her WWE return ahead of the show of shows. The Anti-Diva has a history with both Lee and Lynch, who will clash at the show. Number 4. Both chamber winners will have competed in title matches last year. WWE could do something different by having someone like LA Knight or Alexa Bliss win their respective chamber contests. Given how Triple H has booked both names, it feels like fans won't be getting one of those popular stars in a title match in Las Vegas. Current rumors suggest we're headed for another showdown between Drew McIntyre and Rhodes. Since WWE has already botched Cargill's run as champion, they'll likely book Flair or Stratton to win the Women's Chamber. Those choices aren't bold, but the decision to continually go with the status quo would be bold for the wrong reason, due to massive issues selling tickets for the event. John Cena exposes Brock Lesnar. One of John Cena's biggest rivals was Brock Lesnar, though he doesn't have a good record against the Beast. Cena recently shared the truth about Lesnar a couple of months after his in-ring retirement. Speaking to O'Shea Jackson Jr. and TJ Jefferson on the No Contest Wrestling podcast, Cena discussed what it was like being in the ring with someone like Lesnar, the GOAT safe worker. There are people that make you, Brock makes you hurt, because his stuff is just so explosive, but he's so safe. He really is awesome. I never once feel I can't take Germans now, but like he had that idea of like, I think I just suplex you and beat you. All right, Cena said. On the same podcast, Cena also said, this goes to the critics out there. The people that were all up in arms about like they didn't do John justice on the farewell tour. You guys were the guys telling me I suck. Like up until now, and I mean you're late, we'll welcome everybody. But I just want you to kind of remind yourself of history. You know, never forget that. In the same appearance on the No Contest Wrestling podcast, John Cena shared why him retiring at WrestleMania 42 was selfish. The PLE is going to sell itself because it's WrestleMania, so he wanted to do something in December, which is the usual slow month for WWE. Retiring at WrestleMania is selfish. It doesn't do anything for the business. We retire in December, our weakest month. We take the middle of December, the dry zone, that desert from the end of Survivor Series to the beginning of the Rumble. We put it like right in the middle of December, Cena said. John Cena also revealed that he tried to grow out his hair like his character, Prototype, in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. There are so many Easter eggs that people don't know about, to the point even for the match against Gunther, I tried to grow my hair out like the Prototype from UPW, like an OVW, he said. Seth Rollins gets honest about Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins's and Roman Reigns' careers are always intertwined because of their history as part of The Shield. Rollins recently shared his honest take on Reigns' ascent to the top of the WWE. After starting as part of The Shield, Rollins and Reigns have carved out great careers, respectively. It took some time, but Reigns finally fulfilled his destiny after turning heel as the Tribal Chief and having a historic championship run. Speaking to NFL legend Shannon Sharpe on the Club Shay Shay podcast, Seth Rollins opened up about Roman Reigns' career. Rollins even acknowledged that the OTC is arguably still the biggest babyface in WWE today, despite his mean streak and part-time schedule. When Roman Reigns turned heel, 2020-202 changed everything for him. He became more comfortable. He became an honest version of his character and of himself. He was allowed to become the star that I think everybody wanted him to be as a babyface. And now, because he was so excellent at his role as a heel, they were able to, now he's the biggest babyface and biggest star, arguably, in our company and in our industry. The audience did that. They forced that by rejecting for so long, Rollins said. Rollins versus Reigns is a match that needs to happen at a WrestleMania sooner rather than later. Their history makes it one of the most compelling matches in recent memory, based on the drama, betrayal, and all the things that happened between them over the years. While Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are bitter rivals, Rollins probably likes Reigns' choice for WrestleMania 42. Reigns is doing himself and the Visionary a huge favor by going after a common enemy in CM Punk, who is the current World Heavyweight Champion. Reigns versus Punk is one of the biggest WrestleMania main events in recent memory. However, the Second City Saint will need to retain his World Heavyweight title at Elimination Chamber, Chicago against Finn Balor. AJ Styles returns for the Elimination Chamber. AJ Styles dropped his wrestling boots at the WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event. He was choked out cold by the career killer Gunther in a career-staked match. Despite the loss, the Phenomenal One refused to drop any of his wrestling gear in the ring. While the Stamford-based promotion is preparing a massive tribute to Styles next week on Monday Night Raw, let's take a look at 3 signs that he is returning to WWE to enter the Elimination Chamber 2026. This is one of the few notable gaps in AJ Styles' legendary career in the Stamford-based promotion. Despite being a Grand Slam champion, the Phenomenal One has never survived the Elimination Chamber. Styles came very close in 2017, but was eliminated by Bray Wyatt. In 2022, he was also caught in Brock Lesnar's dominant performance. Given this situation, for a competitor as obsessed with his legacy as AJ, it makes sense for the creative team to book him to enter the 2026 Elimination Chamber and finally get the job done. The WWE Universe saw AJ Styles get choked out cold by the career killer Gunther in a career match at the Royal Rumble PLE. However, during an emotional moment with the Riyadh audience post-match, the Phenomenal One refused to drop any of his gloves in the ring. Given this incident, it seems likely that Styles is not yet done with pro wrestling. Hence, there is a possibility that he might return to the ring sooner than expected. If this is confirmed, participating in the Elimination Chamber match could be the goal. WWE has officially announced a massive tribute to AJ Styles for the upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw in Atlanta, Georgia. While tributes sometimes indicate a wrestler's retirement, the current details suggest that this may not be the case. Reports indicate that the Stamford-based promotion is flying in members of the SmackDown roster specifically to attend the celebration for the Phenomenal One. However, this setup might provide a perfect opportunity for a dramatic comeback. In a shocking twist, Styles might be interrupted by a rival or driven by a strong desire for one last shot. If this happens, the WWE Universe could see AJ return to in-ring competition on the show. Since he hasn't won a chamber match in his iconic career, it would make sense if the creative team gave him a spot in the upcoming showdown. Rey Mysterio admits Dominik Mysterio has surpassed him. Rey Mysterio is watching Dominik Mysterio's rise in WWE unfold in real time, and he's not shying away from how different and impactful that journey has become, while appearing on What Do You Want to Talk About? With Cody Rhodes, the WWE Hall of Famer, opened up about his son's evolution into one of the company's most talked about performers. Instead of comparing careers in a traditional sense, Rey made it clear he always believed Dominik would surpass him, just not in the way fans may have imagined. I always deep down inside thought that he would be bigger and better than me in a different way. And I guess this is the way. Which is also funny because my wife said that if he ever wrestled, that she always saw him as a bad guy. And here he is. Dominik's current run as a heel has become a defining part of his WWE identity, drawing strong reactions from crowds week after week. Rey admitted that while he didn't initially see that side of his son, someone else in the family did long before it played out on television. He's the #1 bad guy. Here is the bad guy that my wife obviously spent way more time with him than I did, so I was always on the road. So I guess she saw a side of him that I am now seeing. Obviously, I didn't know. That perspective gives a different layer to Dominik's rise. Rather than simply following in his father's footsteps, he's building his own path, one that leans into a completely different character direction than Rey ever took during his career. Rey Mysterio built his legacy as one of the most beloved figures in wrestling history, while Dominik is carving out his place by embracing the opposite role. That contrast is what makes this father-son dynamic stand out, especially as Dominik continues gaining momentum on WWE programming. Rey's comments show there's no competition between them, just a sense of pride in seeing the next generation take things further in their own way. Chris Jericho's WWE return takes another hit. Fightful Select shut down the idea that Jericho is tied to the Raw mystery box angle, noting that he remains under contract with AEW. He's still listed on the company's official roster, and there has been no internal indication of his departure. Now, additional context from Wrestling Observer Radio is adding more weight to the belief that Jericho isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Dave Meltzer addressed the growing talk about Jericho's contract status, specifically the idea that his deal may have been extended due to time missed in 2025. According to Meltzer, that theory isn't just speculation. It lines up with what he's hearing behind the scenes. I would be 95% sure that that's true. I mean, I've heard things along those lines, and the fact that nobody has said that it's not true, usually when something like that's not true, somebody will say it, and nobody has. Meltzer went on to explain how this works in wrestling contracts, noting that extensions tied to time off are standard practice across the industry. The whole idea of freezing a contract, if you're out for a period of time, they can add that time back on. That's standard in wrestling contracts. That detail is key, because it directly impacts the timeline fans have been speculating about. If Jericho's deal was indeed frozen, then any expected expiration date may no longer apply, effectively pushing back any potential free agency or WWE return window. Meltzer also touched on how Jericho's long-term outlook may be shifting, especially when it comes to where he fits best moving forward. Still, fan reaction could ultimately play a role in whatever comes next. A couple years ago, I would have thought that he would just stay in AEW until the end. I don't think going back for the Hall of Fame is that big of a deal to him personally. It's probably better for his career at this point to be in a place where the fan base is more accepting of him. Between Fightful's reporting and Meltzer's added insight, the picture is becoming clearer. The Raw mystery box may have sparked plenty of theories, but the reality is much more grounded. Chris Jericho remains under AEW contract, and any talk of an imminent WWE return looks premature at best. If Jericho's deal has been extended behind the scenes, it could significantly delay any major move, even if the door to WWE isn't completely closed long-term. New reports on Raw's mystery attacker. The Vision wreaked havoc on the WWE's flagship show for months, and now their actions have come back to bite them. The mystery man has it out for every member of Paul Heyman's group. An update has emerged on the identity of the black hooded figure, and it's not Seth Rollins. The Vision has a target on its back, and it first started with Braun Breaker. The second-generation wrestler was robbed of a potential Royal Rumble win in Saudi Arabia after the mystery assailant launched a sneak attack on him and took him out with a curb stomp. The individual dressed in all black did the same to Austin Theory during his Elimination Chamber qualifying match on the February 6th episode of WWE Raw. This past Monday, Logan Paul became the latest victim of the Masked Man. The Maverick was celebrating the Vision's victory and launching a tirade via Michael Cole's headset when the mystery man stomped his head into the announce table. Rumor has it that the recent sneak attacks have been orchestrated to make the WWE Universe believe Seth Rollins was hiding behind the mask. A video of the mystery person has been making the rounds on the internet, and it seems to have put the ongoing rumors to rest once and for all. Fans are convinced that Grayson Waller is hiding behind the mask after taking a closer look at the mystery man in the viral clip. Corey Hayes of Body Slam confirmed the wild speculation by sharing the Australian star's GIF on X. Seth Rollins helped launch the Vision last year and got kicked out of its own faction due to a creative pivot following his shoulder injury. The Visionary underwent surgery to repair a torn rotator cuff and has since been training hard to return in time for WWE WrestleMania 42. His status for the Showcase of the Immortals is currently up in the air after Braun Breaker needed emergency surgery on a hernia. A match between the two men was in the works before the injury bug caught up to the Vision member as well. However, there's no reason to think that Seth Rollins won't be revealed as the mystery attacker. Grayson Waller may be doing the dirty work, but Seth Rollins is expected to be the endgame of the Vision saga. The Rock is inside the mystery box on Raw. The latest episode of WWE Monday Night Raw saw a mystery box show up backstage. General Manager Adam Pearce asked an employee what was inside the box. However, the person had no idea about it. The box had the message, "Do not open until February 28, 2026, which is the date for the upcoming Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Fans are now speculating about different names that could be inside the mystery box. Let's explore a hypothetical situation in which The Rock is the person inside the box and 3 things it could lead to on TV. If the final boss comes out of the box, he could shock the world by once again revealing that a major name has sold his soul to him. At Elimination Chamber 2025, John Cena sold his soul to him. This time, he could reveal undisputed WWE champion Drew McIntyre as his new ally. McIntyre could represent Rocky and be his corporate champion. The saga between Cody Rhodes and The Rock, which started on the road to WrestleMania 40, has yet to conclude. The People's Champion could come out of the box after the prodigal son ends up winning the 2026 Men's Elimination Chamber match. In the final moments of the PLE, Rocky could accompany his new corporate champion Drew McIntyre to the ring and announce that he would make Rhodes' WrestleMania a nightmare. This could add a new layer of excitement to the McIntyre-Rhodes feud. The Stamford-based promotion is on the road to WrestleMania 42. After he comes out of the mystery box, Rocky could make a massive announcement at the 2026 Elimination Chamber. The legend could reveal that he will be hosting this year's Showcase of the Immortals. Pearce made it clear that he wanted nothing to do with the crate, which wasn't actually planned for him, so he sent it to Nick Aldis. It will be interesting to see what Aldis's reaction is tomorrow night when it arrives on SmackDown. But for now, Pearce has shared an interesting Instagram update. I'm told that good brother Eli used the shipping manifest to sop up pizza grease in the cab of his flatbed, he wrote. The man who was Eli, the delivery driver on WWE Raw, has since responded to the comment to make it clear that he was not to blame for any issues with the manifest when the crate was dropped off. Not true, it's an industrial shipping container. Look at the size of that crate. And you can't prove that I stopped for pizza.